Creativity is a bit like literacy. You may have an aptitude for it, but never develop the abilities that are required to exercise it. And that, to me, is a big fault of our education system. And the third misconception is there's nothing you can do about it. You're creative or you're not, and that's the end of it. And I believe there's a great deal you can do to make yourselves more creative. The whole theme of this conference is about linking together these two worlds, or this session, the inner world and the outer world. And I believe that our education systems currently are failing to keep pace with the developments in the external world, which are moving with a tremendous speed and depth of change. And they have never been good at connecting with our inner world. That very many people go through their education having no real sense of what lies deep within them. I'm convinced of this, that we're all born with tremendous natural talents, but very few of us actually get to tap into them, to tap into the depth of them. Just on this external world, by the way, I mean, I published a book 10 years ago called Out of Our Minds, Learning to be Creative. And I was asked if I would like to make any changes to it last year. We're bringing out a new edition. The publisher said, you're going to do a 10th anniversary edition, would you like to make any changes? Well, it seemed to me improbable, frankly, that it could be improved in any way. It was, after all, a masterwork, that I had written myself. But I decided under some pressure I'd make a few changes possible. I had in mind a weekend with a spell check, and a bottle of Burgundy. Yeah, that was the plan. I actually rewrote the entire book from start to finish. I don't think there's a single word unchanged in the entire book. And the reason is that so much has happened in 10 years. So we know the external world is changing with a fantastic rate and profundity. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to rewrite the book. By the way, I rewrote the book on Microsoft Word. Do you use Microsoft Word? Yes, well, I like it, but you may have noticed Microsoft Word has opinions, doesn't it? It tends to give you little squiggles. There are two sorts of squiggles. The squiggles that point out you've made a mistake, I'm fine with that. The squiggles I don't like are where they disapprove of what you've just said. Like the passive voice, they don't like it. And they, why? What has this got to do with Bill Gates? We don't know. If you use the passive voice, they give you squiggles and suggest helpful alternatives. I wrote this sentence. The foundations of the modern intelligence test were laid in the late 19th century by Sir Francis Galton, a cousin of Charles Darwin. That's true, by the way. It's a beautiful sentence, isn't it? I'll read it again for you. It's that good, I'm feeling. The foundations of the modern intelligence test were laid in the late 19th century by Sir Francis Galton, a cousin of Charles Darwin. Microsoft Word didn't like that. It has the passive voice in it, were laid. So it helpfully suggested this alternative in the active voice. In the late 19th century, Sir Francis Galton laid a cousin of Charles Darwin. The foundation of the modern intelligence test. I thought, right on. I had no idea. But I rewrote the book using Microsoft Word, for lack of an alternative, because so much has changed in the world around us. The rate of technological change has transformed everything, and it will continue to. I mean, people here are much more expert at this than I am, but you will know, I'm sure, that 10 years from now, the book will have to be rewritten again. Many of the things that we think are so smart and groovy just now will be discarded within 10 years.